Our planet's beauty is matched only by its power, capable of sustaining life, yet also unleashing devastation. Throughout history, humanity has faced nature's fury: floods, hurricanes, heat waves, and more. Today, we revisit some of the deadliest weather events, not just to recount tragedy, but to uncover the lessons that have shaped our survival. These disasters have forced innovation, resilience, and a deeper respect for the forces that govern our world. Join me as we explore how past catastrophes have driven progress in disaster management and our understanding of climate. In 1931, China's Yangtze, Yellow, and Huai rivers unleashed a flood of unimaginable scale. Relentless storms overwhelmed ancient dikes, turning vast regions into an inland sea. Millions were left homeless as disease and famine followed the floodwaters. The death toll soared to an estimated 4 million, making it the deadliest natural disaster of the 20th century. China responded with massive dams, improved levees, and centralized flood control. Early warning systems and hydrological monitoring became priorities. The story of China's Great Flood is not just about loss, but about resilience and protecting future generations. The sorrow of the rivers became a warning: never underestimate the force of nature. On December 26, 2004, a massive undersea earthquake off Sumatra triggered a tsunami that swept across the Indian Ocean. With almost no warning, towering waves devastated coastal communities in Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and beyond. Nearly 250,000 lives were lost, revealing the Indian Ocean's lack of a warning system. In response, a warning system was built: seismic sensors, dark buoys, and real-time alerts. The ocean's power demands respect and readiness. In August 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck the U.S. Gulf Coast, testing New Orleans' levee system. The storm's surge overwhelmed the city's defenses, levees failed, and 80% of New Orleans was submerged within hours. Tens of thousands were stranded, infrastructure collapsed, and a humanitarian crisis unfolded. Katrina exposed deep flaws: inadequate levee design, poor evacuation plans, and a slow, disorganized emergency response. Over 1,800 lives were lost, and damages exceeded $125 billion. The disaster forced a massive overhaul. Stronger levees, storm barriers, and improved pumping stations were built. FEMA and emergency management systems were restructured to prioritize coordination and rapid response. Katrina's legacy is a stark reminder: even advanced nations are vulnerable if they neglect infrastructure and preparedness. The storm taught that disaster planning must account for society's most vulnerable. Today, New Orleans stands stronger, but the lessons of Katrina echo worldwide. Nature's fury, compounded by human error, can bring any city to its knees. Preparedness and resilience are non-negotiable. In 2010, Russia endured a relentless heat wave. Weeks of record-breaking temperatures and drought. The heat sparked hundreds of wildfires, smothering Moscow in toxic smog and destroying crops and homes. Over 55,000 people died from heat and smoke, making it one of the deadliest heat waves ever recorded. The disaster exposed the underestimated danger of extreme heat, especially for populations and infrastructure unprepared for such events. It prompted new public health strategies: early warning systems, cooling centers, and education on heat safety. Scientists link the event's severity to climate change, warning that such extremes are becoming more likely. The Russian heatwave became a symbol of our warming world, a call to adapt and mitigate. It showed that climate change is not a distant threat, but a present danger. The lesson: heat waves are silent killers, demanding urgent action. We must prepare for a hotter, more volatile future. In 1970, the Bola cyclone struck what is now Bangladesh, unleashing a deadly storm surge across the low-lying delta. Entire villages vanished. Up to 500,000 people lost their lives, most drowned by the surge. The tragedy exposed the vulnerability of coastal populations without adequate warning or shelter. Communication failures and lack of evacuation options turned a natural disaster into a humanitarian catastrophe. The disaster became a catalyst for change. Bangladesh invested in early warning systems and built thousands of elevated cyclone shelters. Volunteers now spread warnings to remote villages, and shelters double as schools and community centers. Since then, similar cyclones have claimed far fewer lives. The polar cyclone's legacy is clear preparedness, communication, and safe shelter save lives. It's a powerful example of how targeted investment and community action can transform vulnerability into resilience. The world has learned that early warning is only effective if people have somewhere safe to go. Bangladesh's progress stands as a model for disaster risk reduction. The lesson technology and community must work hand in hand. Preparedness turns tragedy into hope. Our history with extreme weather is one of loss, learning, and adaptation. Each disaster, from China's floods to Katrina and the Bola cyclone, has driven innovation and resilience. We've learned that technology, communication, and community preparedness are essential. As climate change intensifies, these lessons are more urgent than ever. Building a safer future means staying informed, supporting resilience, and never underestimating nature's power. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Subscribe to Every Day for more explorations of our changing world. Stay curious and stay safe.